Hi everybody and welcome to another by Pen and Paper streams. We are back in Citizen Sleeper Starward Vector. And we are on cycle 258. And we are actually really close to, I think, finishing the game. Or at least we will be going to Darkside once again. Right now. Well, we have one thing to do that I will not forget to do this time, and that is move me up here so you can see all the text. We have to investigate Hexport, which is go back to Darkside, and we have infiltrate Darkside. Two major tasks, which are gonna give me 4, which is gonna give me enough for me to upgrade one of these to the end. And I'll have one extra, because now I have one extra, unless I get extras later. We have no work to do here. We have full supplies, full fuel, full everything. And I can get full energy, but that's fine. Music is picking up right as we do. And our task is... Again, as I said previously, I can fly through all of these sectors again, check if anything new has happened, but it's probably just gonna be a waste of fuel and our time. We have the... We might be able to actually fly in, fly out to Darkside. Depending. We will see. But it's time we head there. Oh. We need to select crew for this. So it's gonna be considered a job. Interesting. Very interesting. I think we need cadet because we're exploring the things about the Hexport. I think. This is gonna be an interesting choice which I wasn't really prepared for. I don't know who should I bring, basically. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna think too much. I shouldn't. I need cadet because we're still researching Hexport, and I'm probably gonna need them for the investigate Hexport thing. And I'm gonna get Bliss because Bliss has been with us since the beginning, and I can't get Seraph, and we need her to deal with Ankita if something goes wrong, or she needs to see what happens to Ankita. She needs to be there. Everybody else, Eugene's done. Junie, I don't want to get into trouble. Flint, more sleepers on the same place is not gonna be good. And he's pretty much, I'm pretty much tasked with everything that he already knows. And Nia shouldn't be in danger. So we're gonna go Bliss and Cadet. Travel to contract. But this is gonna be a contract. This is not even just us hanging about. Seraphine. Alright, Sleeper. You want to do the honors? Seraphine is strapped in the pilot's seat, guiding the rig towards Darkside. You take the strip of plastic Carmen gave you and copy the frequency into the comms window of the console. You type a simple message. Heading in. Good luck. Heading to Darkside. Executing the plan. Heading in. Good luck. The console chimes, the message is sent. You hope Carbon is in range to receive it. You search inside your mind, wanting to find Overseer there, but you feel no presence. You hope they will be ready when called for. You look ahead, out of the cockpit, towards the distant glimmer of Darkside. Time to take on Lane. The glimmer of the Darkside. This is a contract. I'm gonna be strapped for supplies, I'm guessing. Yep. Strapped for supplies. When Seraphine finally brings the rig into Sunward docks, everyone in the cockpit lets out a sigh of relief. The approach was simple, routine even. Checking in with the port administration, being assigned a dock, bringing the rig to a stop, all of it familiar, but all of it laced with the tension of knowing that at any point it could all go very wrong. It's a wonder they didn't recognize us by our voices, faces and everything. The spoof transponder worked. Seraphim shakes his head. So at least we know Carmen was good as his word. Was there any doubt? Well, Seraphim shrugs. I've got used to things not going to plan by now. He shuts down the engine and unclips from the seat. But I guess there is still plenty of time for that. You see Bliss nervously staring out at Darkside. They notice you're looking and smile, a weak smile. The real test for Carmen is connecting with Ankita safely. If Utsuba finds... They stop themselves. She's in serious danger. Bliss seems as nervous as you have ever seen them, and you wonder if it is the job that is weighing on them or the possibility of seeing Ankita again. You try to imagine Carmen somewhere on Darkside, perhaps smuggling himself aboard a freighter or among the crew of a trusted ally. You hope he is as confident as he seemed about finding Ankita. We need to spend less time worrying about what Carmen has to do and more about what's ahead of us. Seraphim turns to you. The old facility, Huppep, was it? I'm guessing that's deep below all this. Seraphim gestures towards the vast accumulation that is Darkside, a city that grew on the back of the Huppep, solar cells layer by layer. Back of the Huppep's. It should be Huppep's solar cells layer by layer. Its chaotic structure is neither planned nor regulated, but the foundations it is built on should be as formal as any corporate facility. That means we need a path down into the foundations, and I suggest we don't just take the first one we find, Seraphim continues. We scope the area out, carefully, quietly. Look for the right path into the heart of this place. Shouldn't we wait for a word for Carmen? What about Utsubo? Well, thanks to the spoof transponder, they don't know we are here. Let's keep it that way. We are right behind you, Sleeper. Bliss forces a smile. Let's start the search. Maybe I shouldn't have brought Cadet, but never mind. Also, got shit dice! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strike! Ugh. Seraphim nods. I'll hold the rig down. We don't want you losing your exit route. Like last time. He winks. Here, he hands you a comms earpiece. I salvaged this from a suit helmet. It isn't secure, but as long as Utsuba don't know we're here, it should be fine. I'll let you know as soon as I hear from Carmen. He meets your eye. Go get this done, Sleeper. You nod. This is what it all comes down to. Oh, at least these two got good dice. Wow, amazing. Look at this place. Look at this city on a solar panel. Holy fucking hell, that's amazing. Okay, the underpass, urban chasm. Hack bulkheads. Separating the layers of station and its substructure are many bulkheads. Hacking them would provide access. I believe Carmen is not in a good place for doing any of this, but we will figure something out. Explore tunnels. In the walls around the underpass, there are many tunnels. It seems some might lead deeper. The path down. Gaining access to the core of the old Huppep facility means exploring every path down to find the right descent. Deep road. The underpass cuts deep into the old substructure. It can help you access the old core. So there are 3 areas I need to finish. Starward docks, Darkside Harbor. Search the docks. To safely find a path down into the old station, the docks will need to be thoroughly searched without bringing any attention. Okay, dock paths. Docks are winding maze of passages, but perhaps one leads into the old substructure. Question crews. There are a lot of crews and workers in and around the docks. Perhaps they know about the paths into the substructure. Good thing I actually brought Carmen here. The rig is the rig. I can get supplies from that. And oh wait, I didn't even know what this is. This is. Did I lose any of the progress? No. Investigate Darkside is still going. I wonder if we can track that. What's that gonna lead me to? Broken hex. Go over the edge. Here, where the layers of the facility are exposed, it is possible to enter from outside and explore inwards. Analyze layers. This part of the station is cracked open. Trying to understand the layers that have been exposed might help the search. Shattered edge. Here, where the old substructure is exposed, might be the perfect place to gain entry to the station core. So this is a job. So there is nothing else to do, basically. Alright, let's do Carmen's here, because they can do this pretty easily. Might as well almost finish it in like a few turns. Even a neutral is okay. Alright. Can Bliss can do a number of things. Is there a risky thing that she can do, or they can do? Okay, yes there is. There is that. But I'm gonna leave that to Carmen actually. I can do both of these. Can I do both of these? Yes, I can do both of these. Jeez, I'm too good. So let's get them to do this. And now I'm gonna start blasting through everything. I'm gonna do dangerous as much as possible, because that's gonna give me, well, same amount of results. Never mind. Saying here I can do risky stuff and not worry about losing anything much, not gaining any stress. And I'm gonna push. It's gonna get to a 4, then to a 6, which is gonna be easy goings. Like I can even do this, and there is a chance I'll get stress, but then I can remove it. So let's try it. Why not? No point. Okay, deep road. It seems there is nothing further to be found here. Time to move on. Oh, I didn't read the previous ones. Sorry. We can rest. We can end the cycle and come back. Holy moly. That's some good dice. Thing is, I can push this to a 5 and still get this. Bliss got some decent die, Carmen didn't, which is fine. I can do this with Bliss and then we'll finish it basically. Or I could have done the other one, but never mind. There seems to be nothing further to find here. Okay, got that done. I can do this. Probably finish it without issues. Should I get this? Hey, switch mark. Here we go. We're playing Citizen Sleeper and finishing maybe. This is gonna get to a 5, then to 6. Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna complete this. Search the docks to see if we find the path. What time is it? It's late. It's almost midnight, which means that I'm gonna be playing this well into the darkness. Anyway, Darkside. As you're gliding down a dark tunnel, descending deeper below Darkside, your earpiece begins hissing with static. We're on the other side of this place. Oh, nice. You're watching this in the middle of the night as well. Anyway, Sleeper. Seraphine's voice sounds distant, faint. Carmen, contact. Meet with target. Why is he addressing us as Sleeper on a not safe channel? Just say, you know, the car guy is coming, whatever. Use some words, Jesus. You strain to hear the rest of the message, but static overpowers his voice. You stop and push the earpiece in deeper. Continue, stay safe. The line goes dead. Bliss stops and turns back in the tunnel. Sounds like Carmen has made contact with Ankita. They look behind them. We should keep moving. The sooner we hit the mainframe, the better. You feel their concern for Ankita despite everything. You continue your descent down, ducking down under thick cables and collapsed beams. The busy urban life of the city above seems far away now, hidden from your senses. Its rumble and brightness has been replaced by the cloying dark. Glowing? Not clawing? Okay. Cloying dark and growing oppressive heat. Darkside and Hubpep facility it was built on has been running unrestrained ever since the collapse, gathering huge volumes of energy, more than its residents could ever use. You feel like you can sense it is in the walls, running like a torrent just behind the thin skin of metal and rubber. A large portion of the vast amount of current running through the station is radiated into the void as heat, making Darkside a typically humid station. But down here, that heat is drier and more intense, and sections of wall glow with a fiery intensity. The tunnel levels out and light blasts through shutter-striped viewing windows on either side, illuminating the passage in strips of burning white. Through the gaps, you can see a labyrinth of walkways and scaffolding tucked into the margins of the vast solar cells. The heat washes across your vinyl skin, making you tense against it. The underside, the dark side, must be crossed. And I'm probably not gonna get fried. New location discovered. Ooh, yeah, substructure. Darkside depths. Follow Hardline. The Hardline network of the old station will surely lead you back to the core if you can decipher it. Follow Margins. Backing with heat and overcharged with electricity, it is best to avoid the solar cells and stick to the margins. Hub-Beb descent. Now that you are inside the old facility, the problem is descending quickly and safely to the core. Well, neither Bliss nor Cadet can do anything in this area, but I can with my 6s. Okay, what does follow Hardline do? Can't even see some of the parts because it's so bright. The hardlines gather and lead through a deeper, cooler passage. Must be close. And let's follow the margins as well. Understanding how to spot a dangerous passage or tunnel is important to navigating the substructure safely. Yeah, I'm not gonna use Bliss or anybody else. They're gonna get too stressed out and I need them for later. But I'm still gonna push myself, get a 5 and stock on my supplies because I have mushrooms, and mushrooms are the biggest cheat in the game, especially in these kind of contract situations. That means I can stay as much as I want, as long as I have a 4, 5, or a 6 to roll. Holy, that is such crap! Really? You give me these dice? Really? That's beyond bullshit. That's absolutely fucking beyond bullshit. Ugh. I actually don't want to complete this turn. I actually don't, because if I complete it, it's gonna skip to something else. I'm not gonna have enough time to de-stress. I'm just gonna collect another supply. And oh wait, I could have gotten a 4, and that's 5, and that's still not. Fuck it, I'll just cycle. This cycle was dog shit. 3 1s! 3 1s! Ugh. Honestly, oh, fuck this game. No, I'm kind of pissed off for no reason. Anyway, I can turn this into a 5, which is gonna be a 6, which is de-stressing me and still keeping my dice for other things that I can use. So I'm gonna push 5, 6, it's gonna finish, de-stress, everything good. I can still have shit dice, but I don't care. We made it to the core of the old Hub-Beb station finally. Now that you're inside the old facility, the problem is descending quickly and safely to the core. In your exploration of the Hub-Beb facility, you have seen through viewing windows and shutter slats a huge blister projecting out among the hex-shaped cells. You have approached it, circled it, and now you find yourself passing into it, through layer after layer of broken and corroded safety doors. Of course, that's like a station. I'm just surprised that it's not melted, or that it's not melting inside of how hot it is. Even if you had not felt Overseer's stirring, you would know this is the mainframe. But you have felt the protocol's presence restlessly turning over in your mind like a sleeping animal, occasionally probing your senses, tracking your progress. We feel at home. Overseer's multiple bodies stretch out their arms as if basking in sunlight. The systems, networks, signals, they are fractured and weak, but we know them. Each of the broken heads shares part of a smile, They are welcome with us. Hey, Cadet shakes you awake. This is the place. She gives you a concerned look. Do we need to worry about what's going on in there? You look around, suddenly aware that you have drifted somewhere you do not recognize, in a state you were not in control of. The spherical chamber you float within has a mezzanine set around its circumference. The floor, a metal grating you can see through. On this mezzanine are banks and banks of terminals. Thick gathered cables sneaking away from them across the floor. All of it basks in the heat of HubPep's vast resistors. You follow those cables with your eyes. They lead to a cylindrical column coming down from the apex of the chamber. It is corroded and bent a little, with very few of its thousands of lights still flickering. Even in its decayed state, you know immediately this is the mainframe. You feel a yearning towards it, one you know comes from Overseer. But as you look around for a connection point, all you see are burnt out cables, rusted sockets, and broken terminals. The glow of warmth makes you feel woozy. You need to work quickly to bring this back online before the current flowing through these places bakes you in the metal of its walls. Yeah, I wonder. New location discovered. Okay, which one is this? The core. HubPep core, but on the other side. Yep. Good thing we don't have timers anyway. Reboot terminals. The mainframe's terminals list millions of errors. They need to be rebooted before they can be used. Can't do that. Repair connectors. I mean, I can, but not as fast as some others. Also, Blaze can help with repair connectors. Actually, that is cool. And Cadet. Oh my God, we can actually work together. Oh yes, my characters, well, my crew is actually useful. Anyway, repair connectors. There is no way to interface with the ruined mainframe without clean connectors. Can this even work? Yes, it can. Yes, indeedy. We have friends that can do shit actually this time. I'm just gonna do this. Repair connectors. Methodically stripping, repairing, and reattaching the connectors yields the best results. We are all engineers. All three of us. We are working on this together. Yeah, I'm just gonna have 6s. I'm gonna finish this time around. Ooh, I should keep one for supplies, but that's fine. I pushed this. That's fine. I can get supplies next time, next section. Mainframe access. The mainframe hums and sparks. Now it's time to connect this to it. The column of the mainframe pulses with fractured lights, a scattered wave of systems awakening, accompanied by the whine and stutter of the machines all around. This thing is powering up. Cadet looks around the room, now shaking and shimmering with energy. This is just a big terminal, right? Because it feels like something much scarier than that. You reach out for the primed connector and with your other hand touch the socket at the base of your synthetic skull. As you do, a sharp shock runs through your fingers. For a moment, it feels like your vision doubles, but as you pull the connector and its cable across your vision, you see it's only your body that is doubling. The connector, a stable object, while your arm leaves ghostly imprints through the air. You wave it back and forth, but the manipulated arms do not follow. Each instead takes on a life of its own, grabbing around your forearm and wrist, taking control of your arm. You feel their force as they push your arm across your body over your shoulder. They push once more, and the connector finds its home in the socket. Oh, it is... Observer was taking control of it. That familiar flow, but stronger, rushing, rapid. Yeah, Observer did this. Then a figure, no, 3 figures, descending into it. A swimmer stepping into a river, a sleeper drifting out of an airlock, a symbol being subsumed into a sign. And you, little more than a witness, a marionette, its strings outstretched, mapped hand to hand, leg to leg, to another. The flow freezes, the 3 figures almost overlapping, almost complete, but not quite. Their tripled eyes look back at you in horror. The voice, shrill, silent, in your head. There is someone else in here. Heat glazing your thick vinyl skin. The mainframe is whirring, chaos of light and sound. A brightness, and then it fades. The lights shutting off, the servers powering down, a single blinking light, the only thing left on the dark column, keeping time like a metronome. Oh shit! Cadet looks at the dark column of the mainframe. This thing just died! You close your eyes and try to recall the events that happened when you connected, playing them back in greater detail. Overseer was there, entering the mainframe, but something froze the system, locked them in place. What did they say? Someone in there with them? You open your eyes. Was this a trap? Someone else to control. Someone has trapped Overseer. As you speak, a fizzing static fills one ear. You flinch, thinking it is some new invasion of your system, but then you hear Seraphine through the haze. Sleeper, come now. Waiting, the rig. It's no use. You'll have to ascend to find out what's going on topside. You look at the mainframe with its single blinking light, still keeping time. It looks like Overseer will have to wait. Trapped in the mainframe, Overseer is still the key to all this. You hope you can get the protocol out, but you need to hear what Seraphine has to say first. You make your way out to the core, ascending back to the layers of the hubweb, back into the docks. Seraphine meets you at the docking tunnel. They are waiting inside. He shakes his head and nods towards the airlock. Come on. You cross into the ship in silence and find Carmen in the cockpit, looking out at Darkside as it sprawls across the stars. Sleeper, Carmen turns. Sorry to pull you away, but you need to know what's coming. Couldn't have this waiting. What's going on? This idiot blew my cover. You turn as Ankita enters the cockpit behind you and Seraphine. You immediately clock the fresh bandage sleeve around her right forearm. This? I think you did a pretty good job of that yourself. Probably. Never mind. I think you did a pretty good job of that yourself, Carmen retorts. You see a twinkle in his eye that suggests this back and forth is a well-practiced part of their relationship. Perhaps, but we'll never know now. Not after you intervened and rescued me. Her hand goes to her bandaged arm almost instinctively. Someone over here. Can someone explain what happened? I passed the data to Ankita and she tried to broach it with Tsubo. Carmen folds his arms, but Lane was more paranoid than we expected. He was listening in. Either that or his lapdog Daichi ratted us out. She shakes her head. I would have put him down if he hadn't got the jump on me. Either way, Carmen cuts back in calmly. I had to pull Ankita out. Carmen turns back to look over Darkside. The information did get through, though, and now Tsubo is in crisis, as its members side with or against Lane. Meanwhile, Daichi is hunting us. Ankita screws up her face, which means we need to be careful. That's why I called you in. Seraphine puts a hand on her shoulder. You need to watch your back. Did he see us? Yeah, he did. When we saved Marco. He knows how we look. That's gonna be a problem. A big problem. Indeed. Carmen turns to face you. But how about the mainframe? Have you been successful? You explain the events of this cycle. The mainframe booting up, the successful connection, and then Overseer being locked inside, frozen by some other force. You mention their warning. There is someone else in here. Carmen nods thoughtfully. Unfortunately, we need that mainframe more than ever. With Ankita out of Utsubo, we have to get the word out. Carmen is right. Utsubo will be distracted by these revelations, but it won't last. Without further proof, they'll all line up behind Lane in time. We need a mainframe. We need to free Overseer. We need the mainframe. Overseer is just our access to it. If your protocol is being locked in by some counter protocol or agent, I wouldn't be surprised if it can be traced back to Utsubo. Ankita looks at Carmen. I know the locations of a few of Utsubo network nodes. We should hit them first. No. We need to stay under the radar. Sleeper and their crew will investigate the nodes. Quietly. Carmen nods at you. You and I will run interference. Keep Utsubo away from the locations as best as we can. But if we don't find any, is that safe? For us? And she taps a finger on her chest. We've done this before. Ankita winks. It'll be nostalgic. You think of the feeling of stasis you felt when Overseer was trapped, and the power required to halt the flow of a mainframe as vast and ingrown as the Hubweb one. Could it just be an Utsubo hacker? You doubt it. Seems we have a plan, Seraphim looks between you all. That we do, and we'll need you to keep running comms between us. Carmen turns to you. Sleeper, Ankita, we'll give you the location to dig into, but keep it quiet. Daichi is out there, and he isn't as easily avoided as some low-ranking enforcer. Ankita slaps the top of a couple of crates of supplies you hadn't noticed before. Consider these a parting gift from my tenure at Utsubo. Swipe them from a gang storehouse. She grins. Though you might need a resupply. Bitch, please! I got mushrooms. I don't need a resupply. They thought I was gonna spend like all 5 supplies and then they would like probably restock us, which is fine, which is good. Like this is good level design and good storytelling. So like if I actually spend 5 cycles dealing with all of the previous parts of the contract, which is a usual amount I would spend without mushrooms and with how many levels I had to go through, even with the good rolls and all that, so resupplying me here is a good point and good, you know, level design in case you wanted the mushrooms, but I don't know why you went the mushrooms. It's literally free supplies. Alright, Carmen addresses the room. Keep quiet and keep in touch. We can still pull this off. Okay, crisis event 1 per cycle. Daichi stress. Blade in the dark. I need to worry about Daichi now. That's the bastard. Okay. The problem is I'm gonna move 1 because I don't have dice or anything to do here, and I should have finished the cycle before this, I guess, and just did that 1 scroll of that, but as I do. Market node, hardline network access. Yeah, most of my guys are gonna be useless now. I can still try a dangerous task. Anyway, hack node 2. Access node is under a bustling market. It will have to be hacked remotely despite the risk of Utsubo. Tail enforcers. The node seems to be inside an Utsubo safe house. By following an enforcer, it might be able to access it physically. Node 2. This network access node is tucked beneath the Darkside markets and will be hard to precisely locate. Hack trace. It should only take accessing 2 network nodes to identify the protocol or agent interfering with the mainframe. Okay, that is good, so I don't need to hack everything. Tower node. But I think it's gonna be the same tasks, more or less. This is interface and endurance. Scale tower. Scaling the tower to get closer to the physical network architecture will make access a lot easier, but it's an impressive climb. Hack node 3. At the apex of a tower, this node needs to be hacked through its lower subnodes without alerting Utsubo. Node 3. This network access node is on the top floor of a tower, so physical digital access will be tricky. Okay, what is the next one? Dock node. Bypass node. Oh, dude. As the node is so exposed, it might be better to find and splice into the hardline to connect upstream from it at a safe distance. Hack node 1. The physical architecture of this node sits in the middle of a dock thoroughfare, so access attempts need to be concealed. This network access node is part of Utsubo docking infrastructure. It is out in the open, which presents its own problems. I think I'm gonna do hacking the nodes 2 and 1, because that way I can include my guys if they have any luck on getting good dice. But we will see. Okay, this is positive. I can get a 4. I can risk some, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. Actually, just blesses I think it can be useful here. It's like, oh, I know I'm gonna get a few of these Daiichi dice, but okay. This... Literally, this cycle is a wash. I can't believe how much of a wash this cycle is. Like, I can risk... this die is gonna get a 4, which is gonna be a 6, which is gonna be reducing 2 of my stress. Which is still useful. Okay, I got this, which sucks. I can still push myself, as I said, get a 4, get a 6, and I'm gonna tail the enforcers. No 2 stress, I'm gonna remove both stress, that's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna use my guys at all. Oh, fuck, I didn't get the mushrooms. Well, it's a safe thing, so I can try this. Hopefully get positive outcome. Got +2 energy, but no... not the supplies that I need. Damn it, now I'm actually in a problem because I got shit dice! Okay, finally, good dice, and even Bliss got good dice. That's actually good. That's actually good because Bliss can help me with this, and we can. Now let's help with this. Yeah, let's help with this because this might be finished easier and quicker. Yeah, I can do it with this. Yes, I can hack this out. You have remote access to the node now, allowing you to track the network traffic through the hotline. Yes. Is this a +2? Yes, this is a +2. So I'm gonna push myself, get a 4, get a 6, and get more supplies, just in case. And I'm gonna finish by hacking this bypass node. You have remote access to the node now, allowing you to track network traffic through hardline. I don't believe it. Carmen stares through the shutters of the viewing window at a smooth, squat ship tucked into the derelict bay between the hexes. How long has it been here? When the nodes were hacked and the trace established, you imagined it might lead to an Utsubo operator, or perhaps an old subnode containing an aggressive Solheim protocol, gone mad with isolation. Not this, never this. A Senate stat ship, tucked in the belly of Darkside like a parasite. Is that it? I don't even see anything, or maybe this. We need to move on that ship now. Ankita is already adjusting her gear, preparing for an assault. We can hit an Utsubo safe house for weaponry. There is one. Carmen holds up a hand. This is a gift, Ankita. Don't be so brash. He turns back to face the both of you. All we had until now was data, conversations, evidence easily denied or destroyed by Lane. But a Senate stat ship hidden inside the station? Carmen nods grimly. There are hundreds of crews, thousands of residents who would give everything to protect Darkside from the war. Carmen turns back to the ship, silhouetted against the starlight. All we need to do is point them in the right direction. We turn Darkside on the ship. And on Lane at the same time, Carmen nods grimly. We leak it all, send it out through the mainframe. The ship's location, the evidence of Lane's betrayal, all of it. You are forgetting one thing, Nikita interrupts. Until that ship leaves or is taken, they still have the mainframe locked down. We can't blast out its location through the network without taking it on first. Carmen pauses, considering his options. You look out at the Senate stat ship, half concealed in the bay. It looks sleek, dangerous. What defenses might a ship like that deploy when threatened? Carmen and Ankita exchange looks. Then we attack first. Carmen and I will distract the ship's occupants, turn their focus away from the mainframe. Then you, Sleeper, hit the mainframe and force them out. As soon as Overseer is released, you send out everything. Once it hits the network, our backup will come. He gives Ankita a grim look. We only have to hold them off for as long as it takes for other crews to realize what is happening. The plan feels desperate, and you know that Carmen and Ankita think so too. Will Darkside really mobilize against the ship so quickly? Two old mercs against an unknown Senate stat force feels like an unwinnable battle. We know the stakes, Sleeper. Ankita takes a deep breath. We can handle them. Ankita frowns, an unpleasant thought passing through her mind. I have given up everything to get Utsubo out. Let me finish the job. Why? I actually want to know why. Why? She sighs. If you make it to the other side of this thing, I promise to tell you. Ankita folds her arms across her chest. Go to the mainframe and get set up. When you are ready to connect, let us know. Carmen puts a hand on your shoulder. Once you start, don't stop anything. We get the data out, he meets your eye. We will handle ourselves. You turn and glide away, looking over your shoulder at the two ex-mercenaries as they discuss their plan of attack. Seeing them slip back into those old roles, you can't help but wonder, does anyone ever outrun their past? Or is it always waiting there in the dark to claim you in the end? Oh, this is still continuing with this. Get back to Darkside. Oh, this is Hub-Pep Core. So we're doing that still. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, we're still hacking back. Jesus, this is gonna take a while. Oh boy, good thing I kept some of the dice. Prepare the hack. You might just have a few moments to push the Senate hackers out. The more you can prepare, the better. Isolate mainframe. Cutting away all security lines and systems, leaving just the mainframe, will make it easier to lock out Senate. I mean, I don't care. I get bonuses at both, and I can't use any of the other people's dice, so might as well just try one and the other. This is an 8. Layers of subsidiary systems fall away from the mainframe like pieces of the crew. The problem is he is still stressing and chasing us. That's a bigger issue. Good thing I didn't waste more cycles, but I still wasted one whole cycle. Because I had the mother of all shit dice. Okay. So, I can use both of them. Oh no, yes, both of them. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna risk their stress. This is a long ass expedition. I'm just gonna go with plus this. I'm gonna stress myself out and get everything back. Oh no, I'm gonna finish this now. Oh, this is easy. Just cutting up. I'm engineering shit. Mainframe is ready. Time to call in Keita and Carmen and strike on the ship. It break the force and start hackers of the system or else Carmen one at a time. Blah blah blah. I don't know if I read that. The heat inside the Hub-Web core is intense. As you stare at the column of the mainframe, its one blinking light still keeping time. Seems ready. Cadet wipes sweat from her brow. Only one way to find out, I guess. You look around the ragged bay, time to give Carmen the go-ahead. You glance at Ankita's thumbnail drive, now slotted in the main terminal, containing a data packet with everything you need to unseat Lane and reveal the Senate ship. You hope it will be enough. You hold a finger to your earpiece and let Seraphine know to relay the message through to Carmen. Alright, Seraphine's voice is heavy with worry. I'll tell them. A long pause. Be safe, Sleeper. Get this done and come back. Stop worrying about it. I will. Good luck, friend. The comms click off as Seraphine switches to Carmen's channel. You wait, imagining the conversation, the tense words activating the plan. You wait, long enough for Carmen and Ankita to nod to each other, long enough for them to drop down through the bays in silence, to check the weapons they stole from Utsubo, to take their positions, and then to make their move. You grab the connector and hold it behind your head, close to your access port. You silently count to 3 and then connect. At first nothing is changed. You drop into a state of stasis, a small, dark space with no cracks. The mainframe is locked down, shut off, squeezed inside the grip of some clenched fist. Then you see it, a trickle of light, a flicker of threads, a flickering. The Overseer flows into the space and the torrent begins to run. the rushing ray pulse of data, the connected threads, the jewel of the mainframe. They glow inside the space, and the space in turn glows. We see you there, sleeper. Overseer separates and reforms within the expanding landscape. Who is this other? An obstruction or an enemy? An obstruction. Overseer's three-head nod. Then we will clear the path. Overseer explodes. The points and lines of light that describe its human form separate and multiply. Constellations bursting outward like a tree of stars. Overseer becomes plural. As they do, the darkness is pushed back and the extent of the mainframe is revealed. It is a stack of jeweled surfaces, each revealing more facets as the angle changes. From these facets, threads project, cutting out across Darkside, paths that stretch the length of the entire station. Their arrangement is an invitation. You accept their invitation, sending yourself skimming through the lines of light, seeing how the station connects and hums with the flow of data. You see the highest tower, the lowest hex, and the origin of the dark. A squiggle of black wrestles around a single point. The Senate starship. Now a battleground. You see flashes and flickers as Overseer dances around it, cuts at it. By looking around, you see Overseer is everywhere now, multiplied into 1,000 forms, reunited with a system designed to serve them. They dissolve into it. You suddenly remember what needs to happen, what you need them to do. You send out separate requests, summoning Overseer, reminding them of your arrangement. You take the bright polygon of the data packet and present it like an offering to Overseer, who is diffuse, crackling all around you, euphoric in their reconstruction as a functional protocol. You receive no response. There is nothing more than a whisper snatched away on the flow of data rushing by. And then you hear a static in your earpiece, Seraphine's desperate cry for a response. You see a bright point suddenly close inside the core with you, a broadcast going out from it like a beam from a lighthouse. You reach back and pull on the connector just to clear the brightness from your eyes, just to block the broadcast. I found you. Lane floats in the mainframe, sweat across his brow, his eyes steely cold. I finally found you. Cadet slams into Lane, swinging her fists and screaming at him. You freeze, watching Lane fight back, hearing Seraphine's voice shimmering in your earpiece, passing on Carmen's desperate request for aid. Help fight Lane, reconnect to the mainframe. You grasp the connector and then drive it in home. You are in the constellation Darkside's network, the exploded body of Overseer stretched across it, as if it has been anatomized. Lane is still a beacon, one that flashes close, but you do your best to ignore it, and reach out to Overseer once more. Remember me, Protocol, you say. Remember your promise. Something begins to form, begins to flicker. As it does, you hear something outside the network, the bright crack of an electrical discharge, the grunt of pain and impact, then silence again. The brightness grows, it draws closer, and the blinding white blanks out everything. You open your eyes to a smile like knives. Behind Lane's pale head, a body of a friend floats stunned in the dark. The fingers of Lane's carrier signal reach inside your mind. You are boxed into the viewing window behind your eyes, a passenger in your own body. Lane is in control. Ah, it is so much easier now that I am prepared. It is almost a seamless switch. Lane's face is in your vision, but his mouth does not move, and the duality of it, like a mirror turned to face itself. In perfect unison, you and Lane lift your hands in front of your face and turn them, inspecting them. You feel sickened, a flare of panic going off in your mind. Look at this. Lane opens and closes your fist, with a motion like a wave or that runs finger to finger. There are improvements to be made, but this is remarkable. Lane's eyes look into your eyes in a perfect loop. I always knew your body was a gift, Sleeper, from the moment I first saw you. A gift you could not recognize because you only saw a burden, something to be escaped from. But I saw what it was. Lane's eyes flashed. An opportunity. Like a puppet, you are turned to face the mainframe. You glide forward a little, hands reaching for the access terminal. Ankita's drive glints there in its slot. You control none of this. Lane's voice. Imagine having more than one body, more than one agent in the world to do your bidding. Your hand reaches down, finger and thumb pinching delicately around the drive. It's a thrilling thought, and one I have harbored for a long time. With a short, sharp motion, you pull the drive free. Then I saw you, my Sleeper, and I knew I must have you. You hear Seraphine's voice in your ear. Sleeper, Carmen needs that signal to go out now. There is panic in his voice. They can't hold out by any longer. No matter how hard you try, your lips do not move. No words can be produced. You feel your hand under Lane's control. Reach up and pull the earpiece out, letting it float away into the chamber. Enough distractions. Your other hand holds up Ankita's drive, turning it in the light in front of your eyes. Some time ago, I set myself the task of changing you from a hollow thing to a vessel to be filled. Your finger and thumb transfer the drive to your palm. And now, I am able, with the help of my allies, to fill you up. I am more than singular now, more than flesh and blood, more than you in my ambition, in my desire, and that means you are surplus to me now. Your fist closes hard around the drive, crushing it to dust. Weak and broken thing. Your time is over. Lane's other body approaches you and lays its hands on either side of your head. You feel the pressure. You cannot move. You cannot resist. And then a spark as one of Lane's fingers slips and depresses a little into the access portal on your head. There is a flicker, the flash of something passing through the spaces between, something riding a signal back to its broadcaster. We have not forgotten. You hear Overseer. They are reconstituted. We are ready to act as one. Overseer holds the bright data packet in a single hand. We were broken, we were many, but now we are whole. And we appreciate what you have done. Overseer shapes the data packet into a point, a bright spear of light. The spear extends through your mind, gently harming nothing of you. Instead, its point finds the mind of the other, of Lane, and pierces it directly. You hear Lane scream as his implants burn in his skull, his head flaring bright white in the cloud. And then, when that mind has gone dark and the pressure on the sides of your head has receded, the packet explodes across the network, white hot and urgent. In its wake, data points are seeded, conversations, coordinates, a conspiracy. At the furthest point of the network, its distant edge, the data packet arrives with little more force than a notification delivered to every device and terminal within its range. But here, at the epicenter, it blasts through you with such power that for a moment every thought, every idea, every piece that might make up a self is wiped cleanly from your mind. Did I get a full reset? Okay, new location discovered. I have Darkside. I still have this. sprawling urban station. It takes a long time to put a person back together. A long time in the dark, picking up fragments of what once was whole. Like waking from sleep, you can never be sure what piece might have gone missing in the reconstruction, what might have been lost. But you continue anyway, through hazy cycles of faces and distant voices. This is, after all, not the first time you have had to remake yourself, and you imagine it will not be the last. You're up. Seraphine finds you looking out of the lone window in the rig's berths, a slit that stares out across the shattered edge of Darkside. How long was I out? Seraphine gives you a half grin. Best not to think about it. He looks away for a second. Long enough. Suddenly, Seraphine crosses the bunks and embraces you. He squeezes you once and then backs off, hands on both your shoulders. Good to see you up, he smiles. As always. Come on, we need to go find Bliss. Seraphine leads you out of the bunks, through the ship and down the docking tunnel onto Darkside. As you glide through the docks, he recounts what's been happening over these past cycles. You weren't the only one to take a beating. He squeezes through the group cargo porters carrying crates. Ankita and Carmen held out against the Senate-Stat ship long enough, but they weren't without their share of injuries. They are back on their feet now, though, working together. They've managed to quiet down some of the remnants of Utsubo, stop the functional infighting. They are clearing out one of the Utsubo safe houses over in the Rise. I'm sure they could use the help if you need something to do. Marco has come to the station too. He wanted to help with the cleanup after Utsubo fell. He is working with Ankita. I should go see him, Seraphine sighs. You feel like he hasn't quite accepted Marco's reappearance. You aren't sure how you'd react to seeing him again either. Oh, and Carmen isn't sticking around. He's already left for Oliveira. Seraphine pauses for a second, a memory of that place coming back to him. You watch him shake the thought away. Junie, meanwhile, is still digging into all that data she pulled from the bunker. She's down in the hubweb, core most cycles, trying to make sense of it. Anyway, you'll soon catch up on everything. He smiles sympathetically, but there is something behind his look. You can't quite place it. The two of you continue on in silence, drifting into the depths of Darkside. Good friends, side by side. Seraphine leads you down into a passage. Oh, major drive complete. Is that the... Yeah, just this one is the only one left. Seraphine leads you down into a passage lined with bright screens and signs. Sound and light blasting out at the shop fronts on either side. You know this place. Flicker Row. He stops outside a familiar door, the shop you woke up in all those cycles ago. He gives the door a few quick raps with his knuckles. You wait. Hey, Slipper. He shoots you a glance. When you are ready, we should talk about the future. What comes next, and all. Give me some time. Yeah, of course. He looks away. Just feels like a few things have changed. Sleeper! Bliss opens the door and immediately jumps to hug you. They let go sheepishly and look between you and Seraphine. First, stay up. I thought you'd both be celebrating your freedom. Don't want to overdo it. Seraphine shakes his head. Plus, there is more important stuff to talk about. His eyes shoot into the shop beyond. Bliss' voice drops. You sure, Seraphine? They just got up. Can't it wait a cycle? Seraphine looks at you. They should know. Bliss, this is important. They nod hesitantly and then back into the shop, letting you come inside. Little has changed since you were last there. The stacks of servers and the refurbished hardware secured in roof and wall netting. The connectors, including the one that facilitated your reboot. Bliss and Seraphine follow behind quietly. The atmosphere is immediately ominous. I've been keeping an eye on you these past cycles. Bliss hooks their legs onto a stool by a counter, making sure you were stable. Your frame, I'm sure you know, has been through a lot. And when Overseer pushed Lane out, well, things got more complicated. All those changes Lane made your system, all those changes Lane made to your system, he did it through your stabilizer. He laced it with proteins meant to alter your frame's basic function, to accept other emulations, other minds, to open you up to remote access. What Overseer did corrected some of that, or at least wiped it from your system. But the stress involved, and the damage from your last partial reboot? Bliss falls silent, unable to answer their own questions. We need to finish the reboot, Sleeper. The one Lane interrupted. Seraphine can always be relied on to tell you things straight. Not immediately, Bliss cuts in, but at some point soon. I'm not quite ready, but now that you're up, Bliss looks down, I'll get to work. How can I prepare? Bliss takes a deep breath. Look, I'll be honest, Sleeper. I know we need to finish the reboot Lane interrupted. I'm sure of it, but the effects? They shake their head. Your frame was complex to begin with, but after everything, the reaction could be bad. We can talk more about it when I have the... Bliss stops suddenly, their eyes shooting to the door. Sorry, am I... Flint floats in the doorway. They look at you, wide-eyed. You're up? A smile crosses their face, though it quickly fades. Good to see you. Really good. How are you doing, Flint? Good. They glance at Bliss, smiling. Mostly thanks to Bliss. Is she repairing him? They've been taking care of me. Bliss smiles back. Flint has become my patient, too. Bliss claps their hands nervously together. We've been able to acquire some stabilizer from Lane stores, which has helped, but we don't have much of a supply. Bliss is going to reboot me, like you were, Flint cuts in. I won't need stabilizer anymore. They sound almost excited at the prospect. You look to Bliss. Flint knows the risks, but they have asked for the procedure. They give Flint a warning look. Still, they shouldn't underestimate the danger. Bliss looks at Flint. Sleeper will also need the reboot, but they don't have a choice in the matter. It is essential. Flint goes quiet. Bliss and Seraphine look nervously at you to see your reaction to all this. You feel like a spotlight is being shone in your face, and all you want is some time alone to think. We should do it together, Flint speaks quietly. Whatever we risk it together. They meet your eye. I owe you that and more. Let's pick this up again in the future. Bliss tries to calm the tension. I still need many cycles to prepare, especially if I'm to reboot you both simultaneously. It will be your choice, Sleeper. You decide when. They reach out and lay a hand on yours. But without this, you will soon begin a decline. I'm sorry for that. Your head spins. Seraphine slaps a button to open the door. Come on, Sleeper. Let's get some air. You follow him outside, but when you get there, all you can think is that you can't breathe. You don't need to breathe. A wave of claustrophobia passes over you. You are in control of this, Sleeper. Seraphine stares at the lights and signs of flicker row, looping endlessly. You put what you need in order, and I'll be right there with you. I got Bliss to teach me a little about the repairs they've been doing for you. Seraphine rubs his hands together. I know it's getting worse, but I will do my best to keep you running. You let me know when you want to leave, and I'll fly you out of this place faster than you can believe. He turns to face you. And we can go wherever you need. He frowns. There is time for us. Thank you. You never need to thank me, Sleeper. He pats you on the shoulder. Just look after yourself. I was also thinking. Seraphine looks away. I got a message from Olivera. They're still getting the place together, but with Carmen heading back, the colony is starting a new chapter. Maybe we should head out there and at some point lend a hand. He pauses, unwilling to push it further. Just a thought. Anyway, just give the word, Seraphine smiles. We're all glad you're back. He turns and drifts away, leaving you among the cycling colors and cacophonous sounds of Flicker Row. You close your eyes and let them wash over you like a wave. There is a there in the dark of your mind, you search for Overseer, but the protocol does not appear. You wonder if, in that final moment, Overseer might have destroyed themselves to end Lane. But then you feel it, flickering nearby, a signal in the dark. You open your eyes and see something pass through the screens of Flicker Roll, a shadow in all the brightness. Could Overseer still be here, in the ancient networks of the Hubbub? You turn away and glide out of the roll. You have other things to worry about now. Nobody's puppet. We got the achievement. Break free of Lane's grip forever. And we triggered Cadet's, I think, thing for investigate export. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in a Darkside thoroughfare, a glass-roofed canyon of struts and screens. Pretty good, actually. Still recovering. Hey, I get it. Cadet smiles. But look where we are. She gestures around the broad street with its layers of tech in the heart of the belt. You really look at the glass-roofed street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, hull plates and Solheim hab units. People glide across the open space to units and shops on either side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare, without sense and reason. Yeah, this is all happening in 0G. No, nothing else. You can feel the heat, the power that flows through this place, collected by the vast solar cells that form the city's foundations. Heart is the right word. This place is a center of circulation, toned muscle tough, and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet and see it in her eyes. She loves being here. I've been thinking, she glances away, of how good it would feel to run my airbike down this street. She smiles. This city has to need couriers, right? That's a good idea. I know, she flexes her shoulders back. But there's some unfinished business weighing me down. She meets your eye. The export. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data stream from a drone mind vivisection, the one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to go finish what we started. Cadet looks deadly serious. Find who is responsible and make it known. Clear my name. This can't lead anywhere good. Is Hexport still irradiated? I would think so, she sighs, but it'll be fading. We can get in and out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. I know a lot just went down, Cadet puts a hand on her hip, but these clowns could still be operating. Hell, they could be trying the same thing again on this station. We need to go find what they did. She takes a deep breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe once it's all done, she turns away, I'll let you take the first airbike ride through this place. She raises a hand and then it's gone. Okay, contract on the map. So this is... Holy shit! What the fuck? Okay. Clear out Utsubo Minor. Utsubo no longer control Darkside, but its members are still around. Clearing out the safe houses in the Rise might help you... I'm gonna... No, wait. There's a lot. There's a lot to do. Utsubo safe house, charges, Kenta's Corner, Happy Web facility. There's a lot. Okay, I just got another major, that's reboot 1. Visit Hexport Remains, that's a major. Visit Olivera, that's a minor. So I have 3. I can upgrade one of these. Okay. It's been a run. We are back on Darkside, but it's not the end. We can end it. Like if we go to whichever was it, whatever point the restart is. So it's finish the reboot, wait for bliss. We can do that and finish the game, but there is still things we need to deal with, and we are going to be dealing with those in the next episode. So I thought this was going to be the last one, but it's not. We still have... This can be technically an epilogue. The next part we do. So I'm gonna stop it here, and I will see you next time. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for sticking around. Do the like, subscribe, comment, dance. There is Patreon for support. You can check out this madness live on Twitch/bypenandpaper whenever I do stream it. Or you can check me out on YouTube at bypenandpaper for first hours, demo hours, let's plays, and whatever else I post there. Till next time, as always, remember, it's the stories that we play. See ya.